y'all. Welcome back to American Honey. I'm here with Jack Posobiec, journalist and political commentator. Jack, this interview means so much to me because Charlie is the reason I started this podcast. It's a teen podcast, and you were really close friends with Charlie. So this means a lot. And one of the things Charlie stood for was critical thinking and getting people to think critically. And that's why he went to those college campuses to inform people. So what do you think, how do you think teenagers can think critically when analyzing headlines and seeing what's fake news and what's real?
Well, it's an honor to be here. You know, you asked me such a nice question. I'm not going to make my comment about the microphone now. Maybe the first time and hopefully the last time I've ever used a pink. And I'll come back. But I don't think I've ever used a pink microphone before. But here we are. It is the American Honey Show, so might as well come with the Terry. Look, when you talk about thinking critically, here's what I would say. It's so funny. I got the same question last night. I was speaking. And I said, here's what Charlie would do is you got to go back to first principles. You have to stand on truth. You have to stand on truth because you'll see the headlines and you'll say, oh my gosh, what a crazy accusation. I can't believe someone said that. I can't believe this could be true. Oh my, if this is true, so many terrible things happen. But we know that the media has broken their trust with us. They've completely broken their trust over years and years of lies and misrepresentations. And so what I say is, don't read the headline. See the headline, but don't believe it. Dig deeper. Do they have truth? Do they have evidence? Do they have any credible sources? Do they have a video? Does the video show what they claim the video shows? And you do need, as you said, you need to be critical and always have that critical mind about you because they have not earned our trust. And if they have not earned our trust, they've broken it, then they need to earn it back. That's not on us, that's on them.
I totally agree, and a lot of my podcast is about I'm 14, so my podcast is about informing teens and getting them to think critically and getting them informed so we don't fall into fake news. So how do you think understanding history for teens plays into that? Why do you think that's important?
Well, I mean, look, there's an old meme that used to say, if the news are fake, then imagine history, right? If the news is fake, imagine history. And it's the same thing. You always want to have a critical eye towards anything you read. You want to say, does this make sense? Even if it's in your history book, does this make sense? Does this fit with the world that I see around me? Don't lose sight of just your own eyes and ears, your own gut, and have that spiritual connection to God, because God, of course, is the source of truth. And if you have a connection with the source of truth, then they can't sever it. You can't be severed from that connection. And they will try to, believe me, they will try to. The society will try to, everyone will try to. But when you look at history, when you look at news, it's the same thing. You need to be critical and skeptical and question everything.
Yes, and I think that's the same when you do find something that you think is wrong, or you understand, like you thought critically about it and you're like, that's wrong. What advice would you give to teens who see that and want to speak up about it but are afraid of backlash?
Sure. So look, Charlie was never afraid to speak up. Charlie was never afraid to speak hard truths. And sometimes the truth is hard to hear. Sometimes we don't like that. Sometimes we hear when, some guy, some girl is talking around to somebody else and we thought maybe they were talking to us, and we don't want to hear that. You don't want to believe that because you want to think the best of people. Well, unfortunately, sometimes the most important truths you have to hear are those hard truths. And you have to be willing to accept that if we're ever going to be able to get together and get past all the lies that are in our society, because they're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. But we have to be willing to confront them head on and have the ability to say, look, we are trying to understand God's creation. We're trying to understand this world that he created for us. And it's God's truth, ultimately, that we're trying to uncover. And if we have a wrong view on what it is that God created, then that's okay, because that's not us. Don't make it about you. Don't have an ego. Don't have pride, right? That's ego, that's pride. I say, oh, this is what I believe. No. It's not about what you believe. It's about what's true.
Thank you so much, Jack. That's so inspiring. And thank you for doing your part to pick up Charlie's mic. Thank you so much.
Oh, congrats on the podcast, by the way. And yes, even the microphones.